Winnerbracket Semifinal. It is Spiral versus Cash here. Cash is playing off-race Night Elf. HighTac, you are Orc main yourself. What do you think?
I'm elf myself, but it's okay.
You're elf yourself?
Yes, of course.
That wasn't always the case. That wasn't always the case, was it? I mean, your avatar is a fairy dragon, and your name is Fairy Dragon. So
I even bought the game back in 2003 just because I wanted to play elf, so never changed.
Really?
Yeah. So I
How can you have committed to a faction without having tested the game at all?
I like the animals, like the cats.
How many pets do you have?
What do you mean?
How many pets do you have?
I had a cat back then, but I really enjoyed elf, and I never really changed. And I don't know.
You didn't feel elf was too weak? You have to switch races to because the other races are easier.
I mean, it's hard to complain if you're like a 50% random team player.
You know, your race is the strongest at whining all the time, so.
It's mostly your allies that you like. They're just too weak to win the game for you. So nowadays in FFA it's fine, and Elf is pretty strong, so it's I'm fine.
You make chimps and hippos in FFA?
Yeah, always. Nice. I mean, you add some other units like Drides, Talents, but it's mostly Chippo, yeah. You think we're going to see some Chippo here in this one? I haven't followed meta recently, so I don't know.
Well, I gotta say, we see more and more Chimeras also in one-on-one, thanks to Blizzard fixing the tech tree and not requiring an Engine of War anymore for whatever reason. I want that for Undead as well, for Worms. But the combination of Hippos and Chimeras seems a little unlikely. You know, in one-on-one, Night Elves don't like technology that much, so it's all tier 1. Huntress and Archers. That's enough.
Yes. Sometimes I wonder if, I mean, obviously you don't always have the chance to go to tier 3 and get like high tier units, but sometimes I wonder if some of these units are underutilized just because it's so rare to really go for them, and players may miss the timing sometimes where they would have had the chance to get them, so I don't know.
Yeah, we see that a bit with Undead play. If you look at Side, he made it kind of work to play Necros now, and
yeah, exactly.
some Chinese Undeads make it work to go for a Unholy Frenzy push with Naga and Lich, so you might have a point there. So what
this game, Cash took quite the gamble, going for the Merc camp early, hoping that he wasn't going to be getting harassed. And he wasn't. We talked about this, I think, yesterday already. Over on NetEase, most of the Asian orcs like playing an aggressive Blade Master nowadays with a quick shop and a skipped Barracks to look for exactly greedy attempts such as these. But Spiral is a little too slow here. Doesn't get the interruption of the Merc camp. Does at least get the Archer. Shadowmeld didn't quite save her. But the Keeper already got 2 pretty big items, opens up the Natural really early, and is pretty close to level 3 as well.
That Speed Squall seemed a bit pointless though, like just to kill that Archer that was already close to the Blade Master.
You really wanted that Archer, dude. You gotta...
Yeah, it seems so.
You gotta get blood on that katana.
Not in the Chinese version though, there is no blood, but...
And no skulls.
And
no skeletons. And no frostworms.
The Archer's trapped.
Oh
by
yeah.
the Engine of War.
Oh no, she wants to get out so badly.
I hate that about human with rifles.
I hate that about everything with Undead. Statues, oh boy.
But neither the fleet can untangle them.
There we go.
What is it called?
Uproot.
Uproot, yeah.
Archer is freed now. Blade Master's taking care of the Keeper so far. But yeah, level 2.6, good items so far. It's staff time. Ooh, steals the dust away.
This game is looking really good for Cash. He's gonna be level 3 soon. That's gonna be Alchemist time. Question is, when is the expansion popping down? Could be right now. And in fact, it is. Wisp? Not yet, I guess.
He has a lot of resources for the state of the game. 500.
Seems a bit unusual to have this one archer, one berserker, one hunt for such a long time. Like he stopped pumping for a bit, right?
Yeah,
At least
absolutely.
seems so.
He's getting
And this
there now.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know if he
coming up.
was supply stock or something. Yeah, here's the tree.
But will get cancelled right away here. So
Keeper is following him.
yeah, but...
Can he
Oh
prevent
yeah,
it with
you got
two
level
entangle?
3, so should be able to do so. To stop him from cancelling, I guess.
Oh my god, this game is looking so bad for Spiral. If he doesn't get this cancel...
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, needs to commit another entangle though. No, it's free.
Why isn't he
Alright.
committing? Like he has Windwalk.
He got the dust before at the shop, so I feel if that would be flyer focus, there would be a lot more stutter stepping. I'm not sure if that would make the difference, but that's something we didn't see here. Like attack, move a bit, attack, move a bit, attack, move a bit.
Alchemist second, we expect that. And moving towards the merchant upon daytime. Heal scroll and invul become available, always a big deal on this map. Blade Master returns to finish the job. Oh, this might actually be enough. Does he have enough DPS here? Keeper, is he going for the staff? Oh no, stolen by the blade, yeah, and that's the cancel.
Do you think
And-
it's? Do you think it's the right call here for Cash to creep that shop instead of just pushing into the orc main? Maybe, I don't know. But we rarely see these early pushes with APs. Potentially, I mean they may not work anymore, but wouldn't that be a nice timing? Like level 1 Shadow Hunter it was, and now it's already a bit more difficult here.
It's kind of hard because you push into Serpent Wards with Huns. And you might not be able to out-heal it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So I
really
guess you
risky
would need
strat.
APs. Yeah.
He doesn't really have enough army for that either. He only has 3 hunts, 1 berserker, 1 archer. It's not really much yet. He was banking on that export to come up. Wanted to get a bit of experience. I think the creep route wasn't perfectly lined up. Like he was at the shop, but he didn't get the heal scroll because he was too early, I guess. Blade Master now staffs in. He got the item from the Ogre Magi, big invul. Oh, and a surround on the Alchemist almost doesn't even need the full surround. Gets the kill anyways. And Spiral finding a way back into this game. Absolutely another purge. Another kill.
That
Looking
invul
pretty
potion.
good for him here.
Yeah, he turned this around definitely with the expansion kill. Invul potion, perfect item for this spot, and now close to level 3 Shadow Hunter with only 1 camp.
I think we should buff Elf, shouldn't we? Like, this was
Oh, here we go again.
devastating. attack.
I'm not sure if you saw the cast yesterday. We had 3 Night Elves on,
Yeah.
and yeah,
I
you
saw
can
it.
imagine how that cast went.
And now the turnaround. Only 2 shaman here so far. That's a problem. Not enough purge. Spiral's macro slipping. Finally, more shaman are coming from the main, but losing the berserker against the huntress strat is a really big loss.
Do you play with mercenaries in FFA a lot?
Some players play them early on, but mostly used for creeping, unless you have like these caster mercs that you usually don't find on one-on-one maps, like the Ogre Magi and this healing cow thingy. You know, I don't think there's any 2-on-2 map even where you have it.
Should we introduce them into one-on-one?
Maybe. I mean, we had this discussion in the town hall last week. I think there are some nice maps out there.
No, mercs are already broken. And those are the most balanced mercs.
But maybe some mercs for late game, like some of the super expensive ones, like they can't really with some cooldown. So you at start, so
I
you
could be
can't
down
really
with
get
that.
them early.
The reason mercs are so good is because you get them early.
Yeah,
Get
but
mercs could be interesting.
if you could like use Bloodlust, like an Ogre Magi, late game as an undead, would be nice, right? Like if you have the Bloodlusted Worm or something.
That sounds pretty gimmicky, but
Sounds pretty good.
could be interesting. Thank you, Geekov with a 30-month resub. Geru with a 7 months says, that long cast yesterday was amazing. And some people say Warcraft 3 is dead. Keep up the good work, smile, BTW Wolfies. And Sergeant Tottle with a 25 euros donation, thank you very much, says, thanks for all the content, your many casts, and props to the co-casters. Much love to Back to Warcraft.
That goes to you guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We are, by the way, 10 minutes into the game, and Remo did not trash this map yet. It might be a new record.
I mean, we all know how bad this map is, right?
I also hate it myself.
Yeah.
I
Everyone
don't
knows.
enjoy it.
Everyone
I
knows
don't,
me.
yeah.
It's awful. Right, HighTac?
Yeah, I mean, I have some nostalgic feelings about this map and some others, so...
Yeah, I have some nostalgic feelings about Lost Temple as well. Doesn't mean we should play it.
Yeah, maybe, but there are these few maps that, like Twisted Meadows, even Turtle Rock, like Twisted Meadows, Turtle Rock, and Echo Isles. I have so many memories, but I see why many people don't like it that much.
On Thursday, we had a Turtle Rock game with a Night Elf playing 7 expansions. That was wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Who was he playing against again?
There was Lawlight versus... Fast? No, I don't remember. WFZ? I don't remember.
Cash decided not to push with his tier 2 army. He's transitioning into tier 3, getting ready for the marksmanship and the potom and all that good stuff. Spiral here is a little more concerned. He's just massing up, trying to survive on one base. Getting super buff grunts here. Actually, only 1 armor upgrade. I thought he was at 0-2 already. So it's going to be 1-1 soon. Good levels. Level 4 Shadow, always really valuable.
Players' forces are
And the
under
blade with the mirror image build. Very tanky also.
I think this would be a nice timing for Chimeras now.
I don't know if you have the time for that. But you're not even on tier 3, so it still takes some time.
But honestly, I mean, he's pumping more, like, obviously you need some archers now against all these shamans, but I don't know, I mean, Chimeras are pretty good, like, I can tell you. pretty good experience, pretty good experience with Chimeras against grunts on FFA ladder, where some of these newcomers just play like tier 1 orc units, and you're on 20k gold, 100 supply Chimeras. That's the real deal.
20k gold, 100 supply. How long are those games? 3 hours?
No, not necessarily. Like, you can have 1.5 hour games where you get up to 15 or 20k. But we have some maps where, like, we had some 5-6 hour games in season 28, 27, and on some of these maps people were able to hoard up to 80k gold or 90k gold, so that was a bit too much.
What the fuck? Like, do you have some food prepared for that, or do you like breaks in between?
I tend to go AFK after it. Like, when I stream it, I try not to, but sometimes you just have to go AFK for half an hour and then you return and people are still sitting or maniping. So, but it's not that often.
Big fight right here. Cash at 75, but Spiral with 70. Usually with this strategy, you want a huge supply lead for the Night Elf. This is not happening here. Lightning Shield with detonates are good. Draining a lot of the Shaman mana. Archers in the backline, super protected. How long can he keep this up? The Serpent Ward's doing a decent job, but is it good enough? Heal scroll by Cash. That was the last item, right? Yeah, the Alchemist is out as well, going for that Lightning Shield once again. Once he's breaking through these Hunters, I think the Archers will suffer hard. Spiral still at 70.
Shouldn't you aim with the archers at the Serpent Wards? I'm always thinking that, but I mean, they're making so much damage. But
yeah, I think it's hard to decide what to really focus.
Yeah.
Oh, Spiral's in trouble! Invo Potion heals him up again. Alchemist is back as well. No Serpent Wards in this game anymore, as there's pretty much no mana. Is Spiral overcommitting?
Close to it. But he's got the speed scroll. Speed scrolls!
Gonna be a new
Everybody
favorite.
get the speed scrolls!
He's just losing the
That was still a
Berserker.
good fight for Spiral. He lost way less supply there in that engagement. Gonna get the heal scroll as well. And the invul on the way back. But now everything is hurt and Cash perhaps wants to force the issue. However, Keeper's out of mana. Hunts are kind of hurt. Alchemist doesn't have that much mana either.
Yeah, but good question by Suun. Like, what are you supposed to focus?
I think you just focus, like either you go A-click or you focus what's in front. You can't afford to focus things that are in the back because you lose too much damage uptime. I think you need to make sure your archers are just definitely shooting.
Yeah, true.
Do you think a Demolisher will be a nice addition? I mean, sometimes we see that, but it's still like very rare, and I guess it dies too quickly. But I do think that's like the only thing ORC can really do in this kind of fight against the backline archers.
What? No, you go tier 3, you go Bloodlust, and you go...
Yeah, of course.
blah, blah.
I don't think was there a big pressure for him to attack here? Isn't like the tier 3 working in his favor, getting orb?
I think you should attack there because Spiral, didn't have scouting info for a long time. He didn't know his opponent was going tier 3. So he just invested into tier 2 army to stay alive in case of a push. No push came, so he had to make use of his army. You need to get some value out of his army. You can't just sit on your side and perhaps wait for 80 supply archers. So I think it was the right timing to attack. Got a decent fight. Now he's transitioning to tier 3. It's still going to be a little while. So he's definitely down in tech at the moment. But he's still got a decently big army. And this next fighting position is going to favor him much more than the previous one. Normally also what you want to do with the grunts is don't just have them on A-click and attack the hunts, but move past the hunts and go for the archers. Which I guess is easy now because there's like no hunts left anymore.
Oh, that positioning.
And that's a way to reach the backline with Windwalk, but Blade Master, of course, immediately in focus fire with Acid Bomb and then right clicks. Needs a lot of healing. He has only one invul. But man, this line of grunts is just so much meat.
Archers, for the time being, somewhat well protected. Blade Master gets focused again, but not in range to be focused by these archers. They are 3-1 upgraded plus the Podem, but once they're reached, they do die quickly. Once again, the grunts make it towards the backline. Scroll of Protection used by Cash, but his army is too small. He has to fall back all the way to the side of the map. Down 20 supply. And Spiral's tier 3 hasn't even kicked in yet.
Yeah, and he just dropped the pendant, got the mana potion, so boom, back to 300. This is looking really good for Spiral. He's playing a really, really good game.
Player's forces are
So we
under
get
attack.
Bloodlust. Tier 3 is done. We get more grunts.
And the
So-
pendant of energy is really helping him here. I mean, that's a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah, and again, he gets both heal scrolls.
He decided this time to go for Heal Wave level 3 instead of Serpent Wards. I think that's absolutely the right call. This army is mostly archers, and then Serpent Wards don't do too much anymore.
And no Chimera still. Still hunts. Like, doesn't he know that, like, once you reach tier 3, you can get Chimera Roosts? Maybe he doesn't know. Like, he's pretty new to the elf race still.
Oh, dude, he was playing WGL in China against Moon, and Moon made him aware that chimeras are a thing. He wrecked him so hard.
Maybe he thought Moon is cheating. I don't know. Like, Moon. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
Yeah, I mean, Blade Master with Orb, throw in a couple of Berserkers. And then Chims have a rough time. Very rough time. And there's always Sentry Wards scouting out everything.
Yeah.
Sentries. I mean, it's a weird thing to complain about, but sentries are insane. You know, because the Witch Doctor, that's his only purpose. He only gives you vision. But it's pretty crazy. These things last for 10 minutes.
How about Fairy Dragons? Once Orc goes tier 3, like now with the Bloodlust, they obviously purge. It's not like fairies are not too good against shamans until they reach the master upgrade. But now.
Yeah, that could be a good idea.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even have an Engine of Wind right now. Okay, no, couldn't afford it.
You can really see how Spiral knows about every movement, thanks to the sentry wards that Cash is taking.
There's a TP by Cash. He's also supply stuck, losing more wisdom. Here we have it. Remo, please, your impression.
Rah, rah, rah.
Wonderful.
Only thing missing here is Torrents, and then Spiral has the perfect tech against this Night Elf strat.
And doesn't want to TP in here against the Lightning Shield. I guess it's super risky to do that. There's no Dispel.
He has a couple of wisps, but then you just reapply them again. With Master Trading, you have a lot of mana to work with. Reaching around now from the top. But see, can he even fight? Not sure about that.
If Cash can fight right here where the Grunt is, this is a good position. This is like a little choke. All the archers safe behind.
So, it's so many grunts. 2-2 upgrade on them as well.
Under attack.
Rah 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 everywhere! Oh boy, this is a lot of DPS. Shadow Hunter with the heal scroll as well, and the mana potion. Blade Master hacking, slaying away 129 crit. Holy cow, these Whisper detonating now level 5 Blade with Berserk and Mirror Image 3 times. Where the Lightning Shield's nice detonate. The Alchemist is suffering hard. Spiral pushing forward after eliminating Foggy earlier. Seems like Cash is the next Night Elf to fall to him.
Is this BO1 or BO3? by
Best
the
of
way?
3.
Ah, nice.
This many grunts, it feels like Lord of the Rings a little bit.
Dude, Spiral. GG indeed.
That's a worrying game for Cash. Like, this was an amazing early game. This was almost the perfect early game. He got the quick level 3, easy Merc Camp, easy expansion, and still loses the game. The tier 2 tempo decisions not the best when we see the great Night Elves play. This tier 2 stage with the Alchemist normally is way more effective. By the way, Neo,
Yes, Remo.
the Mirror Image build, are you a fan yet?
I mean, first of all, it comes down to how crazy the Blade Master is and how much you benefit from high crits and how big the map is and how much you benefit from level 2 Windwalk. I do see the appeal of it, especially to break out of Entangle and to use it as a thing to spam Lightning Shield on. But the last time we talked about this, level 3 crit would have given him like 330 critical strike or something. So then I think the Mirror Image build isn't the best, but I do see that it can work.
But you can't crit if you're dead, Neo.
That is very true. It's the same game name again. Game is up, Northern Isles, and we have the next donation coming in by Ich Trottel, the one and only, for 25 euros and 1 cent. I like that you guys keep inviting guests. I think it gives your casting a nice and fresh touch. Anyways, here's my donation for the week. Hey chat, if you enjoy the cast, you should donate a little if you don't already did. If you didn't do already, I guess. Thank you, Ich Trottel. Very nice. All right. Yeah, very cool. That man is right. Ich Trottel is a very, very wise man.
Thank you, thank you.
I still think it's super interesting to see like this orc elf matchup these days. In the past, they played like none of these units were played in the past really. Like you had on the orc side, you had like spirit walkers and raiders, and on the elf side talents. And now it's like both races play entirely different stuff.
It's so much better than freaking Talons.
Yeah, but do you think it's just because you have seen it for so long, or do you think it's really because I think it's still
I still hate seeing Talons today. I still think it's awful.
yeah.
The problem is that the early game is very passive. Then there's this little explosion when the Night Elf is pushing the Orc base. Then there's a lot of downtime while the Elf is teching 2 tier 3, and then for Master Talents, which is one of the it takes so long to upgrade it, and then you have the fights, and then it's awesome again.
Yeah, that's true. And we saw it over and over for years. So I guess it's still nice to see something new, but No, I'm still not a huge fan of this tier 1 stuff. Like it feels like a I don't
It feels
know,
wrong,
last-
right?
Yeah, I to some degree it does, but it also feels like the last straw for elves, kind of, because there's not much else you can do. Like if it's the best shot you have, I guess if bears would be slightly stronger, they would try to go for it, but it's also not the best choice against orc. So
Do you
Seems like
suggest
see
a plus
into your
2?
minds game.
Do you suggest a +2 damage buff on bears? It's pretty
I
pop-
suggested last week bears should be flying units. Like bears should be able to fly. Like why can tailors fly but bears can't? I think all male elf units and heroes should be able to fly, because they have no invis, no shadow melt. I think you need something in return.
It's a very interesting take on balance. Is there no female flying unit? No, right? It's not.
Hippo Rider.
Oh yeah, Hippo Rider, true.
No, I think they turn male once they mount.
Are we all in? Yes, we are. Good. Holy smokes! A $100 donation coming in by 40. Someone said donate, so I did. Are you sure that's not an extra zero somewhere? That's absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. That's
Dude,
that's crazy. That's $100.
That weekend is absolutely crazy already.
Thank you.
So since we have a little bit of a downtime, HighTac, how is the FFA scene at the moment?
It's busy. Like many people, I mean, it's still Reforge had some pros. Like many people joined the community. So season 31 is in the last round, and semifinal probably going to be played next week. So that's going to be interesting. And like Neutron is in a very good spot, I think, to make it to the semifinal, and Side is too. So will be an interesting weekend. So we have, I think, like 7 games this weekend, today and tomorrow, all streamed on, if I may advertise.
I was just about to ask, yes.
Nice. Going to be streamed and casted on twitch.tv/FFA Masters League. So that's where we're going to stream them, and yeah, with 4 players instead of 2. But we have a new game here.
Yes, tons and tons of fun. So FFA Masters League, pretty much the FFA equivalent to back to Warcraft. So go check them out, give them a follow. They absolutely deserve it. We have map number 2, and it's match points for Spiral, who could go into the winner bracket final. An absolute marvelous run. Taking out X-Lord yesterday was already a surprise. Taking out Foggy today, that is also a surprise. And if he defeats Cash now, I would be very worried if I would be playing in the ESL Meisterschaft.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to see Spiral in such good shape again. Last few weeks weren't necessarily the best. We saw him lose a few matches that we thought he really shouldn't. But this tournament seems to be his.
I'm back.
Suun is back. Wonderful. So we have the quadcast online once again. Northern Isles it is. And Cash going for the Magi here. So if he's lucky and finds another big potion of mana, as he did early, that could have quite an impact. Of course, it's Keeper once again. There's pretty much no deviation early anymore.
And again, no aggressive Blade Master build. Is this really better? It looks so good when we see Fly and Lin play it. Go for the speed scroll, the salves right away, be aggressive, disrupt this keeper. That is normally the key against this hero in pretty much any matchup. Human level 2 aggression, undead level 1 aggression most of the time, and also a lot of orc level 1 aggression. But okay, it's going to be Spiral once again, aiming for a bit of creeping at least. First, hoping for the claws at the first camp. But this camp that Cash is taking here is once again a bit of a risk. Cash willing to play this a little greedy, taking a bit of a gamble, and once again it's not going to get punished here in this early game, but it's not as rewarding as it is on Echo Isles. It's also level 2, yes, but it's no Mercamp support, as we do not have mercenaries on this map. I don't know if you knew this, Neo. I imagine you don't. But Kato, the maker of... That's not a diss.
Okay, let's just...
This would be... you would only know if you heard them say it. Kato, the creator of this map, said that mercs are only not on this map because they felt that there wasn't a proper spot to place a merc camp. So basically just because there's not enough space on the map.
Huh.
Which is a lucky coincidence. Because merc camps are imba and they shouldn't be on the maps.
Okay, I actually didn't know that, but I thought you go into something like game knowledge, whatever, and just open up with, I imagine you don't know this, you filthy noob. But no, okay, that was nice of you. No, I actually didn't know that. Thank you for the insights, man. That episode, I really have to catch up on the mapping episode of Tunnel.
You're dissing on Mercamp so much, but yet you didn't when there was this fountain of mana presented on that one map. Like we know your undead bias.
I said I can see it being a problem, but I have never seen it, you know, in game. So I can't make a call.
So maybe it should be in the map.
But it's very obvious that merc camps are way better for human and night elf than for the other two races. And that's a problem. That's a balance problem.
They're different Mercamps, and I think they have some, like, bring some uniqueness to maps, if it's not always the same.
Yes, they do. And a fountain of power would also bring uniqueness to the game. Doesn't mean that it's a good idea.
True.
It's also not that good as Spiral is losing the first grunt here. The Keeper Harass pays off, and he did indeed find a potion of greater mana. On the way to tier 2, no expansion yet, has to move all the way back. Tech for Spiral is a little faster, of course. Blade Master not the most impressive inventory.
No expansion here coming up yet. Just the standard hunts, soon to be Alchemist coming out. Cash would love to just be able to find his level 3 right now. But not so easy to do. There's no Ancient of War creep easily accessible. And with tier 2 finishing here for the Orc. Whoa, that's a lot faster. I mean, Night Attack is supposed to be slower with the Wisp Repair. But that much slower? That looks quite extreme. Cash looking for more grunt kills, perhaps. With the big mana, he has tons of entangles to use. But good movement by the blade. Always keeping track. And as there is no dust on the Keeper, he can play this blade very much to the edge.
Yeah, we saw how important it was on Echo Isles to steal the dust there. That almost prevented the Expo cancel. But this time Blade Master got it.
Sentinel upgrade coming in now, though, so there's going to be a reveal in just a moment. Oh, can he set up a trap with that? At the moment, Spiral thinks there's no reveal. Sentinel's going to come out of nowhere.
Not sure if he's thinking about it. It is done now, right? Yeah.
Tree of Life coming up on the other side of the map. Does the blade have the time to cut this down? I'm not sure. It's halfway done already. If he had double claws, I'd say yes, but with this...
Place your bets. Place your bets.
Yep.
I think yes.
Yeah, I think so too. There's no entangle. He's not coming back to defend this, and exactly this was the turnaround in map 1 when Cash's expansion got cancelled after a long time.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy.
And smart play by Spiral. He realized, okay, you're not here to deal with my Blade Master. Where is your army? And he doesn't go for the creep. Plays it safe. But the Serpent Ward still give level 2 for the Keeper. And that should be an easy steal here for Cash.
And this is exactly the timing that I meant in the first game. Like, wouldn't it be nice to just push into the Orc base now, try to find the SH as long as he's level 1 still, try to kill him with a quick entangle. He has level 3, so why is he creeping this instead of catching, picking off some grunts here and potentially the SH? I think that's maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the right call, but now Wyvern's coming in here.
What? Alright, that's interesting. I think it's not really about creeping up that camp, but to take the big consumable away and prevent level 2 Shadowhunter from that camp as well. So I always feel like creeping this camp is more stealing it away than actually getting you a boost.
Yeah, might be right, but I still think he could have picked off, like, as long as the SH is level 1, it's so easy to kill him with 1 entangle, 4 hunts to surround, or 5 even. Should be pretty easy.
Yeah, but he was scouting with Serpent Wards and stuff. He didn't expose himself. Blade Master got some info. And once he had Shaman, that's when the Shadow Hunter really got out. And when you have Shaman, you have Purge.
What the hell, guys? There's no expansion, there's no second engine of war, and Cash is tacking to tier 3. Is he rushing Chimeras?
No, he's rushing Marksman. We've been seeing this quite a bit recently, especially on Concealed. But I don't think I've seen it win a single game yet. This one base tier 3.
If he gets a Chimera Roost, that's proof that he's street cheating. Street sniping, I think.
I think it's just proof that we have a brilliant mind for the game.
Maybe.
Well, that's without question.
But he's not going for another attempt here to get that expo. I guess it's too late already.
Does he have Hex, by the way? With Hex, he can snipe these hunts pretty easy.
Heal Wave and Serpent Wards.
That's normally why you go Wind Riders. You go Wind Riders plus Hex, and with that you can kill the hunts really easy. Especially popular on Nennies right now. Played a ton by Fly especially.
Yeah, but Spiral always had his own head for the game. Like, I'm always quite surprised that he plays Blade Master versus Knight of not Farseer. These two Wyvern, there's not much against them.
Yeah, but he can just ignore them, and I guess at some point Alchemist plus Keeper plus 2 archers should be fine to just easily snipe them. Like, they die so quickly.
What Archer do too?
Yeah, but they don't cost as much, so...
That's true. It shouldn't Cash at least go for a second engine of war? Or anything?
It's two, there's pretty much nothing. It's down to 37 now. And he's not be able to replace that to 50 in a heartbeat. Oh, 2 units about to die here. These Wyvern looking really good. Dude, it's a 12 supply lead. Good microwave
Still a couple of
Spiral.
Purges left. So there's more, should be more kills on the Huntress.
Oh, not if you kill
Also
them.
2 Shamans going down though.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent fight here for Spiral, I think. I guess the Wyverns really did their job. Getting some damage off.
We get a Potom. That's pretty much about it. And during all that fight, Expo for Spiral at 3/4.
Do you think Priestess is the right call here? He has no expo, so there won't be as many archers. Wouldn't like another hero provide some more? Like Naga, for example, if he wants the damage, wouldn't that be like more damage right now? I feel Priestess might be a bit overrated here.
Yeah, I
without
also
expo.
feel
This
like
kind
you.
of army, I think so.
I feel like you really want higher level first and second hero, so I don't like that Potom at all.
Yeah, true. But on the other hand, like he seems to be under high pressure now, so I guess a third hero could help him to. I would really like to see a Naga here. Actually, I think that might be nice. But I'm noob in 1-1, so what do I know? But
No, I tend to agree. Naga would have more impact for sure. And can single out units a little easier as well. As you don't have Dryads, you don't have real slow. And that would give you slow. On the other side you have a Tangle, but on the other side there's Purge.
yeah, and maybe eventually, like even if you just have 4 archers and these other heroes here, I guess the true shot is still making a difference. So probably Naga not adding more except the slow. So yeah.
Good hero levels for Spiral, 60 supply. Burrow is ready to prevent his peons from getting harassed. Full mana Shaman. It's looking good.
And Spiral has an expo up, so
Yeah. Heal Scroll as well. Invo Potion as well. He's so ready for this fight, and Cash has no blocker line at all, so Lightning Shield, pretty good targets in the back. Ooh, reveal. Lots of damage. Input potion first. No heal wave yet. Oh, there we go. But he's still down to half. Lightning shield on the grunts is great. Entangle acid bump again. That's OTP. Windwalk out. Ooh, Blade Master's out of that fight pretty much. But what about this alchemist? Oh,
TP out, but this was a great trade by Cash. That was a really sloppy engagement by Spiral. Also, he needs to stop making Windriders.
And he's blocked into his main base, but he has treants in a sec.
keeps on.
Oh, but he fails.
Oh my god.
Oh, Cash,
That
that's
hurts.
bad.
It's pretty funny.
Well, that's a lot of time for Spiral for his expo. Also time to get the heal scrolls to get the involts, especially involts against this tier 3 mass focus fire, really important on the blade. What could also be nice, mirror image.
That's Windwalk 2. With his inventory, I definitely see mirror image being better than crit 2. He is stopping Wyvern, by the way. I think it's Raiders now. Or soon, I guess.
And Cash is never really bringing wisps to the fight or before the fight. Like, I think that's.
Yeah, Neutron did that really well, but this is the keeper. Oh, so close! If there's one more crit, but my god, it's just raining damage on the first hero, and dead he is. And without any control on the blade, what do? He's just on a killing spree, spiraling out of control. Ha ha! Has an Ankh, and it's only archers left. And this Blade Master is such easy killer.
Yeah, there's no way anymore. Speed scroll, find more kills, over 4 now for the blade. And that's just everything falling apart for Cash.
What
GG.
the hell?
GG.
Yeah, that's too weak.
Confirmed.
Spiral now defeated in a row Dowak, X-Lord, Foggy, and Cash. And it's in the winner bracket final. What the actual fuck is going on with him? This is so good. That's one of the strongest spirals ever.
If he even wins the winner bracket final as well, that's gonna be crazy.
Well, he will be up against an undead, that's for sure, as we get the most anticipated match of the entire day today in Happy versus Vortex. But yeah, is it the wrong decision for Cash to off-race? I mean, he does it because he thinks it's boring. So...
Why doesn't he play random? Like, that would be fun. if you want to play other races, I guess random would be.
He did that in the Rising Star Cup season finals.
Okay. I think we can. You have some. If you have a really good random player, I think that's a decent advantage. So, I mean, obviously you want to exploit like the matchup if you can. So it's maybe not the best always, but I don't know. Still seems to be more viable than we see it. Like we never really see it. So, yeah.
Do we have a result from the lower bracket? Did anyone catch that? Neutron versus the Muslim, I guess.
No, it's Foggy versus Hawk actually happening first. And Neutron the Muslim later. It was 1-0 for Foggy. Haven't heard anything new yet.
True. Warden Tinker versus Mountain King Blood Mage Paladin. So pretty much usual stuff. But man, Spiral 2-0ing here as well. After playing until 2:30 last night. I'm fanboying Spiral again. Hard. So cool.
I just started to watch all the funny moments videos by Art of Warcraft because for some reason I missed like the first 8, I don't know. And I just saw earlier today the one where that one-on-one player on ladder just unrooted his elf tree, his tree of life instantly, walked it, like hid it behind the trees and instantly built a new one and pretended that it's still like his first and that he was AFK. And then enemy, I think it was Grubby, came like killed it. And that was such a genius idea. I really like that. Was still
That's definitely a new idea. Yeah.
yeah.